Hello crafty beaders! If you like sparkle as I do, then treat yourself with this bracelet. If you want it for yourself, or maybe you think is a good gift for one of your friends, all you need to have this bracelet is to keep watching and learn how to make it. Nice, huh? For our absolutely lovely bracelet, we are going to use 4mm bicones, then 11/0 seed beads, our usual split rings, jump rings, and lobster clasp, and of course the beading needle and the thread. The bracelet is made out of a sequence of components. So we will learn to make the starry flower, and then we just connect them in a continuous sequence. We usually start with creating the clasp, but this time we will leave this for the end. So when we start our first component, we will leave quite a long tail to use it to create the clasp for the bracelet. This bracelet is made with connecting the components in 2 points. This makes it stronger if we compare with connecting it only through 1 point. You can do that as well, but I wouldn't recommend it for a bracelet. So let's get beading. Here we leave a longer tail, as we were saying, and now we pick up 6 seed beads. 2, 4, 5, and 6, and we create a circle and make a knot. Okay, this is the base circle of our unit, and to reinforce it we go around once. Okay, so this is the first tip. This is the first step of our unit. Now we pick up 1 bicone, 1 seed bead. We drop the bicone and the seed bead to the circle. We skip the seed bead, go down through the bicone, and then through the next seed bead. And now we repeat this sequence around the circle. So pick up 1 bicone, 1 seed bead, drop the bicone to the circle, skip the seed bead, go through the bicone, and then through the next seed bead from the circle. Bicone, seed bead, drop it to the circle, skip it, go back up. And here we have the last bicone of the unit. And now we go out through the top seed bead from the next branch, let's call it. And here we have our first unit ready. Now let's connect this first unit with the second unit, and we pick up one bicone and 6 seed beads. Two, four, 6. These seed beads represent the base circle for the next unit. So we are just going back through these 6 seed beads only, and this way we have the circle, and we go once more around this circle to reinforce and to keep the shape. When we get at the bicone, we go up the bicone through the seed bead again, down the bicone, and out the next seed bead. As we were saying at the beginning, we create a 2 points connection, and now we create the second connection. And we do it by picking up one bicone, and the seed bead that should be the top one we just connected with the seed bead from the previous unit, and this becomes the top seed bead for this bicone. Now we skip the bead, go down the bicone, and then through the next seed bead from the base circle. And now we continue with the same technique. Bicone, seed bead, drop the seed bead, skip the seed bead, go through the bicone and through the next seed bead from the circle. And now we just repeat this 4 times, because we already have the 2 branches or petals actually from the connection with the previous unit. And here we are adding the last bicone in this unit, the last petal. Here we are. We just move the thread through the seed beads from the base circle and go out through an opposite top seed bead. So an opposite top seed bead could be this one or this one, and then we create the next connection and the next unit. Now when we get to the bicone, we go up the bicone through the seed bead, then skip the seed bead down the bicone and out the next seed bead in the base circle. And now we create the next connection. So let's see which one is our next connection. So we have to place our next connection here. Because we have the thread here, we will make the connection when we get at this point. So now we just create the normal unattached petals. Okay. And here we are at the place where we should make the second connection. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sixth will be the connection here. Here is the connection. Okay. So we pick up one bicone, we connect with the seed bead, top seed bead from the previous unit, go down the bicone and through the circle seed beads. Now we go around and go out through the one of the top seed beads from the previous unit, and we just continue this way until we get the needed length. So as we know, for a, let's say, 6.5 inches wrist, we need to bead 5.5 because 1 inch will be covered by the clasp. I will continue this off the camera until I get the desired length, and then I will show you how we create the end clasps. Now let's make together the last petals of the last flower that I need for the length of my bracelet. And here we have actually the last petal. We go around the base circle, and from here we go out like we would make another connection. So the top seed bead of the opposite to the previous connection. So if we had the connection here, goes out here, and now we pick up one bicone and go through the other seed bead that would be part of the connection. And here we have actually a triangle that ends our bracelet. And now we pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 seed beads, one of our split rings, and create a circle around this last bicone. And we go and reinforce it a few times. And for the other side, we repeat the same procedure of creating the half of the clasp. Now we just weave in the thread through the work. For the second part of our clasp, we repeat the same procedure. We add bicone in between the top seed beads, and then we create a loop around the bicone, including the split ring. And now it's time to attach the jump ring. We open, attach to the bracelet, and then attach, in this case, to a lobster clasp. And we close. And for the other side, we can leave it just with this jump ring. If you need, you can also add an extender chain to make it longer. And here is how the bracelet looks like. And now it's time for our design idea. As you have noticed, this unit is empty in the middle. It has a hole. So let me show you how you can cover that one with a seed bead. Here I have a small sample where I was playing with this idea and with the beads. And here I was thinking that it would be interesting to have 3 11-0s instead of 3 15-0s instead of an 11-0. I must say I'm not very convinced of that, but I liked the idea of having the bead in the center of the star flower. And let's see, I'm afraid I don't have enough black bicones available in this very moment, so I'll show you how to work this unit with a bead in the middle. So we start with the bicone with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 11/0s. That will be the central circle. We close the circle, we go around to reinforce and stabilize the shape in the same time. And here, let's say that we stop here. We have the thread pointing away from us. We pick up one seed bead. Let me find a black seed bead. The same size with the seed beads in the circle. We skip 2 seed beads and go up through the third, and then we help this seed bead to fall in the middle. And this is how we add a bead in the middle. And now we continue with the same pattern that we've worked before. And we go down, go out through the next seed bead, pick up a bicone, pick up a seed bead, drop them, skip the seed bead, go through the bicone, go out through the next seed bead in the circle. One more. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we must be careful that the 6th has to be the connection with the previous star. So this means that we pick up a bicone and then connect with the seed bead from the top seed bead from the previous star, which here is a 15/0, which doesn't let me go through. So you get the idea. It's impossible. Let me change the needle, maybe this way it will go through. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the other is smaller and allows to go through the 15/0. and then we move the thread to the opposite top seed bead without catching the other beads in the process. And here you are. And I think it's a very easy idea to integrate it with our project. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. In future, using this unit, I will come up with more bracelet ideas. I already have some and they are really pretty. So subscribe, comment, and see you with our next tutorial. Ciao, ciao!